What's up, guys? It is Patricia from tarantulaheaven.com. Today we have a short little video and this is related to a request that I got pretty frequently after I made the Spidey tank tutorial, which I will link down below in case you guys want to see that. But after I did that, I actually got quite a few questions related to how I keep my roaches. So I wanted to do a little video about that. This is not going to be very complicated because I do still look at the roaches more as feeders than pets, but as an animal lover, I do think that it is our responsibilities to treat every animal with compassion, and even if something is a feeder, it still deserves a good life, and so I try. Happy roaches might mean happy spider belly. So I'm gonna just take you through what their enclosure looks like, what I feed them, what caring for them is like, and yeah. So we're right beside my little roach colony. I'm gonna show you guys that in a second, but I just wanted to say beforehand, there are different types of roaches, many different types of roaches. I personally use Dubias. They are the only roach that I've ever used, mostly just because they're the only kind that's been available to me from my pet store. And I do definitely suggest that you should only get roaches from a breeder or pet store. Don't use your household cockroaches because they can be contaminated with pesticides, chemicals, stuff we use around our household. So definitely make sure that you are getting some good roaches from a reputable source. But other popular roaches are also red runners. A lot of people use those. Red runners, I think the advantage of that is that they breed a lot faster. So if you're trying to start a colony that sustains itself, that's probably the best bet. I've had success with my Dubias. They have made babies, and it looks like I have 2 generations of roaches now. I think for a while I had 3, but now it looks like it's 2 since I've been feeding the babies to Blinky. So I'm running a little bit low because the next generation hasn't been bred yet. So I'll probably have to get some more for Blinky because the ones that are in there right now I think are a little bit too big. So it all depends on your goals and what's available to you, but there are tons of options. I do not know of any special care requirements across species of roaches, so you might be able to use these requirements or this method for other roaches. If I have Dubias and you have red runners, you can probably use the same kind of methods. Anyway, let's get into it. So literally, this is my setup. It is so tiny. This is a little critter keeper. And I have always kept my roaches in these kind of things. The roaches don't need anything fancy, honestly. I mean, obviously I have just a few roaches. I do not have more than 10 in there, and they're all different sizes. And I hope that one will, they kind of hide sometimes. They like the dark places, but yes. So I have a very small enclosure and very small needs. If you have a lot and you're trying to really get like a several dozen colony going, or hundreds of roaches because you've got tons of pets, tarantulas, or other pets that need them, then you can use big tubs, containers, bigger Tupperwares. You can pretty much use a lot of different things for this. But yeah, I keep it very dry. The roaches do not have a water source right now because I'm about to feed them, but I use their food as a water source. They don't really need their own water as far as I know. And what you'll see me do in this video is that I am going to actually clean the roaches tank just so you guys can see the whole process, give them food, and just talk about them a little bit, talk about what I do. So here are, let me see if I can get some of them to come out and play for you guys. Let's see, they're hiding. This is actually old substrate from Spidey's tank. That's why it's a little bit webbed. I try to like recycle if Spidey has some clean substrate. Where are they? There's one. Hello. They like to play dead when they feel scared. They're really good at that, which makes it very frustrating for Spidey. I think there's another one. These are the sides that I would feed Spidey. There's one. There's one. They kind of squeak. I don't know if you can hear that. And what we're gonna be doing is I have a cleaned out critter keeper. I always like to have a free one of these around just in case I ever have to transport Spidey or Blinky really fast. Sometimes I visualize myself, if there's ever a house fire, somehow getting my cat in a carrier and getting my spiders in a critter keeper so that I can rescue all my pets. Now, of course, if that were actually a real fire, that probably wouldn't happen like that. But, you know, my anxious mind, this is something that comforts me anyway. So, but I like to have these around too in case I'm doing a tank cleaning, or if I need to give the roaches a new home just so I can clean their other tank. So yeah, you're gonna see me do that. I also have a toilet roll. These are really good to put in there because the roaches like to have a place to hide. And this is substrate. This is old substrate from Blinky's tank, which was incredibly clean. So I'm gonna use some of that in there. And I'm gonna put some totally new substrate too. You don't have to get really fancy with the roaches. I mean, these guys can like survive in all sorts of crazy environments. So I'm gonna add some of my favorite Eco Earth coconut fiber substrate to the new tank. This is what I also use for Spidey and Blinky's tank. I love this stuff. And the spiders love it too. Blinky, since I rehoused them, they have been, ooh, there's a little baby. That's not a baby, but that looks like it's more like an adult or older teen. But yeah, Blinky's been digging up a storm, so I think that means they're really happy. So we got the brand new substrate in there, and then I'm just gonna mix it in with some of Blinky's old stuff. All right, they've got some substrate. I cut the toilet paper roll in half so that they can have some dark hiding places. A lot of people will also use egg crates, those cardboard egg crates. Roaches really, really love those, and I've used that in the past too, but I don't have any of that right now. I've been using plastic cartons for my eggs, so until I get some cardboard ones, they're just gonna have to like these. Also, for substrate, you can even do more complicated stuff than this. This is so basic, but if you are really interested in giving your roaches a treat, they're so good with decomposition. Like you can put leaves in there, you can put all sorts of stuff in there, but I keep it very basic. Now I'm gonna transport the roaches to their new home so that I can add the dirty old substrate to my compost bin, which I'm very proud of, and then I can clean it out. So I'll just show you one, this guy. I'm not gonna do this for all of them because I am so squeamish around these guys. Like, there you go. Okay, all right. Now we've got to go fishing for more. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely concentrate more when I get to the little ones because they're a little bit elusive. But yeah, just trying. There's only a few in here now. And I see somebody. There you go. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna do the rest. Okay, they are all in there. So now I'm gonna go get them some food. So let's talk about what these guys eat. Today, they're going to get a pear. This is a pear that's going bad, and my boyfriend and I are not going to eat it, so they're gonna get this. I'm gonna cut off the bad part so I can compost that and then give them this. That's my deal. Like, I will usually give them anything that's going bad that is compostable. But they can eat all sorts of fruits. They can eat apples. That's what I usually give them. They can eat oranges. They can also eat vegetables. So I've also in the past given them potato slices. So they can eat basically, I mean, roaches will eat anything. They are so able to sustain their lives. They can pretty much survive anything. So people can also give them oats or cereal. I've heard that that's very popular. You can give them, like I said, like vegetables like carrots, lettuce. I've never done that, but I probably will, because the fruit, because of the moisture content, it tends to go bad pretty easily. So you can only leave like an apple for like a day or two in there at the most before you've got to take it out, and because it makes the substrate really gross and smell like rotting fruit. So you want to definitely make sure that if you're giving them fruit or vegetables, that you are making sure that the environment stays clean and that you're taking out the food as it spoils. So I think the vegetables will generally last a little bit longer than the fruit. The more moisture content your fruit has, like an orange, is going to go bad pretty quickly and get wet and gross in the substrate. So you want to be mindful of that. I really like apples because even though they start to get a little bit moldy and weird after like a day, they don't really, they mostly just kind of dry up. They don't get too weird and they're easy to clean up after. So that's my preference. This pear is probably pretty full of moisture, so I probably will only leave that in for like 24 hours. Oh, that's the dryer. Anyway, also, you do not even have to feed the roaches food. Some people find that an easier route is like buying what I guess what they would call cricket food. They make like moisture gel that insects can eat. So you can feed things like crickets that. I'm sure roaches will eat it too. So that gives them the moisture and the nutrients. You can do that. I have never done that, but I know that some people like to do that. But since I have the food scraps, the vegetables, the fruits in my house already, and I can compost anything that the roaches don't eat, even when the food's dried up. I just really like that system. It's good for my compost and it is good for the roaches. Okay, so we've got the pears. It's a little brown on one of them, but I think it is gonna be fine. Fine for the roaches. Let's go give it to them. So hopefully what the roaches will do for you guys is that they will come out, smell the pear, and start eating in front of you, but I don't know. But while we're waiting to see if anything happens, one thing I do want to talk about is gut loading and the importance of nutrition for your feeders. You know, I know that I said that these guys will eat anything, but you should still care, because what gut loading basically is the practice in that what you feed your feeders is going to make them healthier, stronger, and that translates to your tarantula. And that's why I care about it. That's why I try to feed them a variety of fruits and vegetables, not just apples or potatoes like I am giving them this pear. I've never tried oranges, but I might. I like to just change it up because, yeah, it's like however healthy your feeders are, that definitely translates to your spider's health. So we want to make sure that we are making sure that the roaches have enough nutrients in their intestines and in their stomachs, so that and that they're getting a variety of nutrients too, so that when your tarantula eats them, that they can benefit from that. So, you know, don't just feed your roaches any old thing. Like, make sure they're getting maybe a variety. Uh-oh, that guy's not very smart. Come on, guys, there's food. Gut loading is a great practice. I don't know how much evidence there is in regards to how tarantulas' bodies translate certain nutrients, or even how roaches do that, or how, like, if gut loading has actually been proven to have a very beneficial effect versus not gut loading. Because there is such limited research on these guys, I doubt it. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try and do our best with the limited knowledge that we have. Oh, finally, one of them found the pear. Oh, that is adorable. I'm actually, like, despite how gross these guys are to me, I'm actually kind of having a soft spot for them lately, especially as I care for them. Now that Spidey and Blinky are in their winter hibernation modes, I'm going through roaches a lot less. So these guys are kind of like pets now. And so I know this is a really basic setup, but I think that going forward, you know, if I find myself getting a little bit more attached to these guys, I might, let's see if I can zoom in. I may make a nicer enclosure. If you guys want to make a really nice enclosure, or you've got tons of roaches and you really want to learn more, there are so many great tutorials on YouTube about like how to make enclosures with like tubs and huge containers, and how to make like self-cleaning ones. So if you have greater needs than I have, I only have about like 8 roaches in here. And most of them are just medium size. They're not really big. So my needs are not that big, but if you want to get really into this, YouTube has so many great tutorials. I'm trying to remember some of them that I've looked up before. One is by Eerie Arachnids. That's a really great one. Oh, wow. They are just really liking that pear. So yeah, you can see that the moisture of the pear will get into the substrate and, you know, possibly cause some weird smells or mold and stuff like that. A lot of people put a dish under there, but since I change the substrate pretty regularly, or I can just take that top layer off, I'm not gonna go nuts over that. Maybe I'll put a dish in there when I have a bigger enclosure for them if that happens. But for now, I think that they're happy and I'm glad that they're really enjoying the pears. But yeah, guys, so that is like the setup. So if I just, you know, I put this on there like this, and that's that. And now I get to clean this out, put that old substrate in my compost bin. And yeah, I would do this again once I don't think there's really a strict time like when you have to clean these kind of enclosures, but I would do it when I start smelling the tank. Like then I know that the substrate needs to be changed because it's gotten fruit on it or something like that. But the roaches are pretty clean. They are so much cleaner than worms and crickets. They do not smell. The only smell that gets in the tank is from the fruit. So I am so happy with these guys. And yeah, they are a little bit cute. So yeah, I mean, it's not a setup that I would give Spidey or Blinky. You guys saw me go all out for Spidey with her like toys and stuff like that. But I do find myself getting a little bit more attached to these guys as I continue keeping them. So who knows, maybe one day I'll be making a pet cockroach thing. I don't know. I don't think I would ever hold these guys though. I am still like, I don't know. But then again, I once said I would never hold a spider. So here we are. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope it was helpful for you in case you guys want to get into keeping cockroaches. They're very, very easy and very basic. So anyway, have a great day, guys. I will see you next time for Tarantula Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, I lied. The jealous cat is being so cute right now, and you guys haven't seen her in a while, so I wanted to just show you what she's doing. This is her window, sunbathing, her window blanket. Ava, Ava, say hello to your fans. I love you. You're so sweet. Okay, now this video is officially done. Thank you guys for sticking through to the end. And let me know if you have any other questions about roaches. I am a beginner as far as roach keeping, and so I'm just doing what I've learned so far. But yeah, well, let me know how you keep your roaches in case you do something different than I do, because I'd love to learn more since it looks like I'll be keeping them for a long time. Anyway, happy Happy Tarantula Tuesday. Talk to you later. Bye.